You know, slow pitch softball is really a hitter's game, so pitchers a lot of times are just up there chucking the ball and, you know, hoping your defense makes plays and then your team comes up and just out hits the other team. As a pitcher, your job is to try to get the other team to miss or take a few base hits away. The nice thing about a good breaking pitch is even though a good batter is still going to hit it, they have to adjust to it. That takes a little bit of power away from them. Also, if it's breaking a little bit, sometimes you can get them to miss the sweet spot of the bat. So I'm going to show you the way I pitch a breaking pitch to the inside and to the outside. And with some practice, you can get pretty good with it and help your team win. First, I'm going to show you the pitch that breaks into a right-handed batter. The way I do it, I pitch it two seams like this. I essentially use my index finger and use that to pitch to my target. And then as I pitch, what I'll do is I'll release and snap the ball, and what I do is point this round part right here right up into the arch or the arc of the pitch. So as I release and the ball comes out spinning like this, it catches here the air and then it tends to run this direction. So the trick is to really come up with a good snap and a spin and try to get that ball to go up into the arc. Use that as your sort of your guide. One thing I like to do, whether I'm pitching breaking pitch to the inside or outside, is to use the ball like this. I essentially take a piece of tape and run it around the direction of the two seam spin, and that way I have a couple of these in my bucket, and as I'm pitching and practicing, I can always check my rotation by pitching one of these, and if I can tell if my rotation's right by just watching the stripe as the ball flies, just to make sure my grip is right and my release is right all the time. Now for the breaking pitch that I use to break away from right-handed batters and into left-handers, I use what I do, I throw it two seams. Instead of going right over the horseshoe like this, what I'll do is I'll offset it slightly so that my middle finger is over this seam and then my pointer finger is off to the inside. For me, this grip tends to throw more true, so the rotation tends to be more true on the two seams when I throw it that way. You'll just have to experiment with it. I think everyone's hand is just a little bit different. Their release is going to be different. But if you use that ball with the tape around it, you can always check and make sure your rotation's good on all your pitches. So with this pitch, what I do is I grip it like this, slightly off center from the bottom of the horseshoe, and then what I do is I pronate my wrist. I throw this up into the arc, and as I do, I rotate my wrist this way. So I give it a good snap, and then the ball comes out rotating this way on two seams, and as it runs, it tends to run back this way. So that's the way I throw a two-seam runner away from a right-handed batter into a left-hander. Here's a two-pitch sequence that you can use for a left-handed batter. You throw an inside pitch that breaks to the right, catching the inside corner of the plate, and then you throw one over the plate that breaks back to the left, and it comes inside. Now here's the same sequence used on a right-handed batter. Inside breaks in on the corner, and then you go over the plate and it breaks inside on his hands. And one more here with a right-handed batter. If you're ahead in the count, you can throw one that breaks in on his hands. Throw it over the plate, but try to get inside a little bit more. And he's going to swing to protect. So you'll probably get him to either foul the ball or hit it off the handle.